In our last video, we saw how a 65-year-old nearly suffered a stroke just from eating healthy fruits at the wrong time. Today, we're diving into surprising fruits that may weaken your brain and silently raise your risk of stroke. Let's find out together. Every morning, James wakes up early. He takes a walk, makes green tea, and grabs his usual breakfast: a banana, a handful of grapes, sometimes pineapple. He's 68, retired, and doing everything he can to stay healthy. That's what he believes. Until one morning, he can't move the left side of his body. The stroke hits silently, like a thief in the night. 1 minute, he's reading the newspaper. The next, he's being rushed into an ambulance. No warning, no sign, just chaos. When James wakes up in the hospital, his son is crying. His doctor says gently, "Your diet, we need to talk." Wait, what? He's been eating clean, avoiding junk food, choosing fruits over pastries. How could this happen? This is a terrifying truth nobody tells you. For seniors, eating healthy the wrong way is sometimes worse than not caring at all. Some fruits, like bananas, pack a dangerous punch of potassium. Not ideal if you're already on heart medication. Grapes? They spike your blood sugar faster than a candy bar. And pineapple? Full of acid and sugar that can quietly damage blood vessels over time. But none of this is on the label. Nobody warns you at the grocery store. And James, like millions of older Americans, had no idea he was putting his brain at risk with each innocent bite. It's not just about eating healthy. It's about eating smart, especially for elderly health. That's the difference between protection and slow destruction. The more we dig, the clearer it gets. Behind that colorful fruit bowl on the kitchen counter might be a silent storm waiting to happen. The kind that takes away your ability to speak, walk, remember names, even yourself. And James's story isn't rare. In fact, it's frighteningly common. So, how do we get here? Why do so many seniors try and do the right thing, end up hurting themselves? To find the answer, we need to look deeper into the myths we believed, the mistakes we didn't know we were making, and the truth about what healthy really means once you pass 60. Because the worst part? James thought he was safe. James spent the next few days in the hospital asking himself the same question over and over. What did I do wrong? He didn't smoke. He rarely drank. And he ate clean, fruits, salads, low-fat yogurt. But as his doctor began explaining, it wasn't about what he ate, but how and when. Take bananas, for example. Eaten on an empty stomach, they can cause a sudden spike in potassium, which interacts dangerously with common blood pressure meds. For younger people, that's manageable. For seniors, it could throw your entire system off balance. Then there's grapes, small, sweet, and safe, right? Not quite. Grapes have a high glycemic index and can send blood sugar soaring if eaten at night or in large quantities, especially without protein to balance them. That late-night snack could be quietly stressing your brain's blood vessels while you sleep. Even orange juice, once the poster child of breakfast, is problematic when taken with statins or other medications. The acid affects how drugs are absorbed, sometimes making them too strong or too weak. That healthy glass of OJ might be quietly canceling out your medication's effects. James had no idea, and he's not alone. Millions of seniors are unknowingly mixing fruits and medications in ways that slowly damage their health. It's not because they're careless. It's because no one told them. There's a widespread belief that fruits are always good. But for the aging body, with slower metabolism and more sensitive internal systems, the rules are different. It's not just about avoiding bad food. It's about understanding context, what you eat with your fruit, what time of day, what medications you take. These factors create a complicated dance, and one wrong step can lead to disaster. James's clean eating wasn't bad. It was just uninformed. And now, with half his body recovering, he's learning that eating clean and eating right aren't always the same. For elderly health, that difference can mean life or a life-changing stroke. James wasn't the only one. At St. Michael's Rehabilitation Center, he met others with stories hauntingly similar to his. People who, like him, thought they were doing everything right, until one morning Their lives change in an instant. Take Mr. Raymond, 69, a retired police officer. He prided himself on discipline and health. Every morning, he blended bananas, pineapples, and spinach into a smoothie. "I thought it was my secret weapon," he said. But Wade collapsed in the garage, unable to speak or lift his right arm. Tests revealed dangerously high potassium and elevated blood pressure, likely worsened by daily fruit overload. "No one told me pineapple had that much sugar," he whispered, frustration lining his voice. Then there was Mrs. Jeanette Morris, 73, a former librarian. She was always meticulous. Her nightly routine included a bowl of grapes and a statin pill. One morning, she woke up confused, dizzy, and unable to remember her daughter's name. It wasn't dementia, it was a mini-stroke. Her neurologist pointed to a hidden culprit: the high sugar content of grapes eaten late, mixed with medication timing. "It never even crossed my mind," she said, tears in her eyes. And Mr. Elmer, 76, he ate oranges with breakfast every day, but he didn't know citrus could interfere with beta blockers. Over time, his blood pressure became erratic. The day his vision blurred while driving. He realized something was wrong, but by then, damage had crept in too deep. These weren't isolated incidents. They were wake-up calls. All of them believed they were doing their best. All of them trusted in the idea that fruit equals health. And all of them learned the hard way that for aging bodies, food isn't just nutrition, it's chemistry. Their recovery journeys were long, and some damage couldn't be reversed. But each one, like James, now had a new mission: to warn others. Because health isn't just about good habits. It's about the right habits, tailored to your stage of life. And for the elderly, that knowledge could prevent another hospital bed, or worse, an obituary. James sat at his kitchen table, staring at the bowl of fruit he once devoured daily. Bananas, grapes, oranges. Now, they looked different. Not vibrant or innocent, but risky. Dangerous, even. He wasn't about to give up fruit, but he needed to know which ones could silently betray him, and why. With his doctor's help, he made a list: 7 fruits, each with a reputation for health, and a hidden dark side for elderly health. 1. Bananas, potassium overload for failing kidneys. Bananas are known for potassium. That's great, until you're over 60 and your kidneys slow down. For seniors with borderline kidney function, or those on blood pressure meds, high potassium can cause heart rhythm problems or even sudden weakness. James used to eat 2 a day. Now, maybe half once in a while. 2. Grapes, sugar bomb in disguise. Tiny, sweet, and addicting, grapes pack more sugar than most people realize. Eat them at night, especially with certain meds like statins, and they spike blood sugar during sleep, interfere with liver detox, and over time, increase stroke risk. Jeanette learned this too late. 3. Pineapple, acid plus sugar equals blood vessel breakdown. Pineapple has 2 strikes against it. It's acidic and sugary. This combo can irritate the stomach lining and spike blood sugar fast. But worse, in seniors, it may contribute to blood vessel fragility. Raymond never suspected his morning smoothie was raising his risk of rupture. 4. Dried fruits, concentrated danger. Raisins, dates, dried mango. Healthy in theory, but in dried form, their sugar and calorie density skyrockets. A handful feels harmless, but it's equivalent of eating a bowl of candy. It fuels inflammation, insulin resistance, and can lead to silent brain damage over time. 5. Mango, tropical trap. Rich, creamy, delicious. But one mango has more sugar than a can of soda. For seniors with prediabetes or blood pressure issues, it's a silent spike. Worse, it can create glycation, a process where sugar damages brain and nerve tissue. Elmer loved mangoes. Now he avoids them. 6. Orange, citrus clash with medications. Not all oranges are bad, but certain types, especially the deeper orange varieties, are high in compounds that interfere with common medications like statins or beta blockers. The result? Erratic blood pressure, liver stress, and reduced drug effectiveness. 7. Watermelon, deceptive hydration. Refreshing, yes, but watermelon is nearly pure sugar water. Seniors often overeat it thinking it's light. but large portions spike insulin and dilute electrolytes. That means fatigue, dizziness, and increased risk of fainting in heat. James realized it wasn't just about avoiding these fruits altogether. It was about when, how much, and what else you ate with them. A banana with protein? Safer. Grapes at lunch instead of bedtime? Better. Oranges only in moderation, and never with meds? Critical. The key was no longer fruit is healthy. The new truth was not all fruit is created equal, especially after 60. And James wasn't alone in learning this. A whole generation was waking up to the idea that even the healthiest food could become harmful if not timed and tailored right. Because for elderly health, a simple fruit mistake isn't just indigestion or a sugar crash. It could be the difference between an afternoon walk and a trip to the ER, and that realization would change everything James believed and open the door to hope. James didn't want to fear fruit. He wanted to trust it again. After learning which one's to limit, he asked the question we all should ask. So, what should I eat instead? The answer, there wasn't just one superfruit. There were 5. And when eaten right at the right time, in the right amount, with the right pairings, they became brain fuel. They became age-reversing. 1. Berries, brain protectors. Blueberries, raspberries, blackberries. Tiny but powerful. These little guys are rich in anthocyanins, which help reduce brain inflammation, improve memory, and slow down cognitive aging. James swapped his bananas for half a cup of berries at breakfast, alongside Greek yogurt. The brain fog slowly lifted. 2. Green apples, blood sugar stabilizers. Not just a lunchbox snack. Green apples are low in sugar but high in fiber and antioxidants. They support brain health by keeping glucose levels steady. Paired with a slice of cheese or nut butter, they became James's go-to snack for long drives or slow afternoons. 3. Avocados, the good fat that fuels. Avocados are creamy brain food. They provide healthy monounsaturated fats that support memory and concentration, while also helping regulate blood pressure. James began adding avocado slices to toast, sometimes topping them with an egg. It wasn't just tasty, it was therapeutic. 4. Light citrus, gentle and gut-friendly. Lemon, yellow grapefruit, and pale oranges don't clash with common medications like the deeper-colored ones do. Plus, their vitamin C content supports circulation, which means better oxygen to the brain. A morning glass of lemon water replaced James's old habit of orange juice, and his digestion thanked him for it. 5. Pomegranate, small dose, circulation boost. A tablespoon of pomegranate seeds or a few ounces of juice helped improve blood flow and reduce plaque buildup. Not in excess, just a little, taken midday. This gave James clarity and energy without the sugar spike of other fruits. The message became clear to James. It's not about quitting fruit. It's about choosing fruit that loves you back. These 5 fruits weren't magic, but they worked with his body, not against it. And for the first time in years, he felt like he had control, not just over what he ate, but how he aged. Next came the real test. Could these changes actually reverse damage already done? He was about to find out. 6 months had passed. James wasn't expecting miracles. He just wanted clarity, energy, and peace. But what he got was more than he hoped for. It started with little things. He stopped forgetting where he left his keys. Then he started remembering names. His hands didn't tremble as often. His walks got longer. His naps shorter. His doctor raised an eyebrow during his last checkup. "Whatever you're doing," she said, "keep doing it." He smiled because he knew what changed, not just the fruit on his plate, but how he looked at food, habits, and health. He stopped following what was trendy and started listening to what his own body needed. He made fruit his ally, not his enemy. No more nightly grapes. No more pineapple overload. Instead, berries in the morning, green apples in the afternoon, avocado with lunch, a splash of lemon in his water, just a few pomegranate seeds here and there. It wasn't extreme. It was consistent. And now, James, 75 years old, had a sharper memory than when he was 65. He read more, engaged more. His friends noticed. His daughter cried when he remembered her birthday without a reminder. The same man who once feared breakfast had now reclaimed it. He often sat on his porch and looked at the trees, grateful he didn't wait too long, that he didn't write off his age as a reason to decline, that he made a decision and stuck to it, because elderly health isn't about not being sick. It's about living well, even when you're well into your 70s. James didn't just change what he ate. He rewrote his story. From the silent fear of a stroke to waking up each morning with clarity, from confusion and chaos to calm and confidence, from a diet built on myths to a lifestyle built on wisdom. Your habits can betray you or they can heal you. If you enjoyed this video, comment 1. If not, comment 0.